Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. We'd like to present to you two articles of interest. And before I do that, I would like to let you know that this is for review, informational, and educational purposes. It is not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. Full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is the Associated Press, and the story by Elaine Kurtenbach. Headline reads, what a merger between Nissan Honda means for the automakers and the industry. And ahead of you see an actual picture of these, I believe, CEOs. Caption reads, Japan, Nissan, Honda, Mitsubishi. Copyright Eugene Hoshiko. As you see, as I would call them, the three power players right there. Coming out of Bangkok in the AP, Japanese automakers Honda and Nissan will attempt to merge and create the world's third largest automaker by sales as the industry undergoes dramatic changes in its transition away from fossil fuels. The two companies said that they signed a memorandum of understanding on Monday that a smaller Nissan Alliance member, Mitsubishi Motors, has agreed to join the talks on integrating their business. Honda will initially lead the new management, retaining the principles and brands of each company. As you see, all three here. Caption reads, Japan, Nissan, Honda, Mitsubishi. Copyright Eugene Hoshiko. Following is a quick look at what a combined Honda and Nissan would mean for the companies and for the auto industry. An industry shakeup. The ascent of Chinese automakers rattling the industry at a time when manufacturers are struggling to shift from fossil fuels driven vehicles to electrics. Relatively inexpensive EVs from China's BYD, Great Wall, and NIO are eating into the market shares of US and Japanese car companies in China and elsewhere. Excuse me. Japanese automakers have lagged behind big rivals in EVs and are now trying to cut costs and make up for lost time. Nissan, Honda, and Mitsubishi announced in August that they will share components for electric vehicles like batteries and joint research software for autonomous driving to adapt better for dramatic changes in the auto industry, centered around electrification. A preliminary agreement between Honda, Japan's second largest automaker, and Nissan, third largest, was announced in March. Excuse me. Joining forces would help the smaller Japanese automakers add scale to compete with Japan's market leader Toyota Motor Company and with Germany's Volkswagen AG. Toyota itself has technology partnerships with Japan's Mazda Motor Corporation and Subaru Corporation. In a related video entitled, Honda and Nissan announced merger plans as per Fox 5 New York. This video will be available upon publishing of this review, but not before that is, the link will not be in YouTube's comment section, but it will be in the Rumble's comment section, as YouTube does not allow links to articles in the comment section. So what I'll do is I will actually put the name of my Rumble channel and a link to my Rumble channel, and you'll be able to go to my Rumble channel accordingly and watch the video. Now moving on. What would Honda need from Nissan? Nissan has truck-based body-on-frame, large SUVs such as the Armada and the Infiniti QX80 that Honda doesn't have, with large towing capacities and good off-road performance, says Sam Ferriani, is the Vice President of Auto Forecast Solutions. Excuse me. Nissan also has years of experience building batteries in electric vehicles and gas-electric hybrid powertrains that can help Honda in developing its own EVs and next generation of hybrids, he said. Quote, Nissan does not have the same product segments where Honda doesn't currently play. that a merger of partnership could help, says Sam Abelsman, a Detroit area automotive industry analyst. Well, Nissan Electric and Leaf and Area does haven't sold out well in the U.S. They're solid vehicles, Ferriani said. They quote, they haven't been resting on their laurels and they have been developing this technology, he said. Quote, they have new products coming that could provide a good platform for Honda for its next generation, unquote. So you might ask yourself, why now? Nissan said last month it was slashing 9,000 jobs, or about 6% of the global workforce, and reducing global production capacity by 20% after reporting a quarterly loss of 9.3 billion yen, that is $61 million US. Earlier this month, it reshuffled its management and its chief executive, Makoto Uchida, and took a 50% pay cut to take responsibility for the financial woes, says Nissan. Needed to become more efficient and respond better to market tastes, rising costs, and other global changes. Fitch Rating recently downgraded Nissan's credit outlook to quote negative, unquote, citing worsening profitability partly due to price cuts in the North American market, but it noted that it has strong financial structure and solid cash reserves that that amounted to 1.44 trillion yen, which is $9.4 billion. Nissan's share price has fallen to the point where it's considered something of a bargain. A report in the Japanese financial magazine Diamond says talks with Honda gain urgency over the Taiwan maker of iPhones, Han High Precision Industry Company, better known as Foxconn, began exploring a possible acquisition of Nissan as part of its push into the EV sector. The company has struggled for years following a scandal that began with the arrest of its former chairman, Carlos Ghosn, in late 2018 on charges of fraud and misuse of the company's assets. Allegation that he denies. He eventually was released on bail and fled to Lebanon. Honda reported its profits slipped nearly 20% in the first half of April to March fiscal year from a year earlier as sales suffered in China. More headwinds. Toyota made 11.5 million vehicles in 2023, while Honda rolled out 4 million and Nissan produced 3.4 million. Mitsubishi Motors made just over 1 million, and even after a merger, Toyota would remain the leading Japanese automaker. All the global automakers are facing potential shocks if President-elect Donald Trump follows through on his threats to raise or impose tariffs on imports of foreign products, even if the allies like Japan and neighboring countries like Canada and Mexico. Nissan is among the car companies that have adjusted their supply chains to include vehicles assembled in Mexico. Well, that's definitely a plus and a minus for sure. The fact is, actually, I'm just going to speak with my opinion to add to this, is that every country has to do what's in their best interest. So if the tables were turned, other countries would do the same thing. So it's not inconceivable that such things would happen, first of all. And second of all, you can't blame a country for looking after their best interests. Okay. So the idea is, if you want to have that benefit you, you have to put yourself on a level playing field. So if you have a favorable, let's say there's an unfair playing field, and you want certain benefits from X country, but you're not giving X country the benefits in your country, then you have to reciprocate that way. Otherwise, people will just do whatever they want to do, which you can't blame them. However, you can't expect any benefits in return that way. So, just my opinion. Meanwhile, analysts said there is an quote affordability shift taking place around the industry, led by people who feel they cannot afford to pay nearly $50,000 for a new vehicle. In American, a vital in American, a vital market for companies like Nissan, Honda, and Toyota. That's forcing automakers to consider lower pricing which will eat further into the industry profits. Should be in America, not in American. And that will do it for that article. This is a little bit longer of an article, but it's some big news, so I wanted to bring that to light. Now, we have for our second and final article. Before I read this article and go over it with you, I would like to let you know that this is for review, informational, and educational purposes. It's not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is Tom's Hardware, and the story by Kunal Kular. Headline reads, Leak Nvidia RTX 5090 PCB design reveals massive GPU package and high performance features. Photos of PCB alleged belongings to Nvidia's next generation GeForce RTX 5090 have leaked online, offering glimpses of the company's future flagship GPU. Shared on Chinese tech forum ChipHell, the image reveals certain aspects of RTX 5090's architecture, hitting a major performance leap for Nvidia's upcoming Blackwell architecture. The leak image showcases an unsoldered PCB with a large BGA, stands for ball grid array, as the acronym indicates, package for the GB202 GPU, which is expected to power graphics cards, including the RTX 5090 and potentially the RTX 5090 Ti/RTX 5080 Ti in the future. Interestingly, the PCB lacks any Nvidia branding, indicating it might belong to a third-party vendor. According to Video Cards, and that's with a Z at the end, of which there's a link you can actually link when you go to this article. Markings on the bottom right of the PCB suggest it's a PNY model based on Nvidia's PG145, that is the GB202 board. And how do you see such board in front of you here? Caption reads, image, credit goes to ChipHell. RTX 5090 is also expected to be the feature of 32 gigabyte of next generation GDDR7 memory. If you look at the VRAM layout and the leaked PCB photo, there are a total of 16 solder pads around the main GPU core. While this confirms the possibility of 32 gigabyte of VRAM, NVIDIA could potentially jump to 48 gigabytes or even 64 gigabytes, depending on the memory modules used. The significant upgrade, that is a significant upgrade in memory capacity and bandwidth positions the GPU as a powerhouse for demanding workloads such as 4K and 8K gaming, AI applications, and professional content creation. Notably, GDDR memory is expected to bring higher data transfer speeds and better energy efficiency compared to its predecessor, which is the GDR6X. And related video, NVIDIA RTX 2080 and RTX 2080 Ti unboxing. First look, as per Kit Guru Tech, and this will be available upon publishing of this review, but link will only be available on Rumble. So the way to access that will be in the YouTube comment section. I'll have the name of my Rumble channel, and I'll have the link to my Rumble channel. What you'll do is you go to my Rumble channel. Either you just go to Rumble and type in my channel, or you just take the link and copy paste it into the URL. From there, what you'll do is once you get to the video, just go to the comment section. It'll have the link. Just copy and paste it into you can open up for example another tab, and then you can put it in the URL and you can actually access it, and then you can watch it accordingly. Now, another significant detail for the PCB design is the inclusion of a single 12-volt-2x6 power connector, capable of delivering up to 600 watts of power. That's a lot. However, overclocked versions of the dual connectors are likely to emerge from third-party manufacturers, catering to enthusiasts seeking maximum performance. The 12-volt-2x6 power connector was introduced as a replacement to the controversial 12-volt HPWR connector that led to the melting RTX 40 series GPUs. Hopefully, NVIDIA is better prepared for this time to avoid similar fiascos, as the author puts it. Previously linked specifications indicate that the RTX 5090 will adopt a DisplayPort 2.1a, a major upgrade from the aging DP1.4a standard that Nvidia has used since 2016. The new standard supports the full bandwidth of UHB R20 spec, enabling new triple the data transfer capacity of its predecessor. This paves the way for impressive display capabilities such as 8K resolution at a 240 Hz or even 16K at a 60 Hz with DSC. In addition to the DisplayPort improvements, RTX 50 series is set to become Nvidia's first consumer GPU lineup to support PCIe 5.0, doubling the external bandwidth of the 64 the 64 GTs per second. While the enhancement may yield minimal benefits in gaming, it could prove advantages for non-gaming tasks such as AI workloads or multi-GPU setups. Expected, the RTX 5090 will be unveiled officially during CES 2025, likely alongside other members of the RTX 50 series, like the RTX 5080, RTX 5070 Ti, and the RTX 5070. Industry insiders suggest that the RTX 5080 will launch first, with the RTX 5090 following shortly afterward. Excuse me. Okay, very good. So that will conclude both article reviews in terms of reading it to you and giving you my opinion about it. Now, before we completely finish the article review, would like to ask your opinion about the two articles that we went over. The first one, namely, is what a merger between Nissan and Honda means for the automakers in the industry. The second one is leaked Nvidia RTX 5090 PCB design reveals a massive GPU package and high performance features. What do you think of those two articles? Are they interesting? Are they relevant to your life? And do they provide enough information? You are welcome to give your opinion in the comments below. Just make sure you keep it relevant and civil, as we're only trying to contribute something positive to the experience, not detract from it by putting unnecessary negative things in it that are not of a constructive criticism, likeness. So what I'd like to do is first of all thank you for taking the time to watch this article review. As you could be watching any other article review, but you watched mine, so I greatly appreciate it. Now, as this did provide value for you to be up to date with the news, especially when it comes to current events and science and technology, what I'd like you to do is please click like on the video. That way it'll be pushed through the algorithm and more people will be able to view it and enjoy it. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. That way you'll have access to all the content on this channel, as I certainly have a variety of content on this channel for you to view and enjoy. Also, if you haven't already, please click the bell button. That way you'll be notified of all my future videos. So that way when a new video comes out, you won't miss it because you'll be notified accordingly. So I'd like to wish you a great day wherever you are in the world. Take care, and I'll certainly talk to you next time.